Oh dear, oh dear. Hey, viewers, George here. I'm here to talk about Rayman Legends and what happened to this game. I mean, it took forever for them to make, and it was well worth the wait. Obviously, this game's gonna be good. So, I'm talking about Rayman Legends. This is the sequel to Rayman Origins, which that game was fantastic. I love that game, and it wasn't just how it was all like hand drawn looking, but it was the fact that it went right back to Rayman's roots, with it being a side-scrolling platformer, and it was a lot more difficult, but more of a modern sense. If you've ever played the original Rayman, that thing's really chunky and slow in places, which is what makes it difficult, because it doesn't really work too well because it's too chunky and slow, essentially, like it as a platformer. So what made Rayman Origins work really well was it was fast paced. It was basically everything the opposite of what the original was, which it was more fast paced. It was just more streamlined, and levels did not take that long to get through, but it was a lot of fun. Everything looked like everything was moving on screen practically. It had this hand-drawn sense to it. And on top of that, what made it difficult was just the game design and the level design itself. And if you happen to die, it was more or less on your fault for missing a jump or something like that. So it was a really good platform, and it sort of rejuvenated, in most senses, what we expect from platformers. They're not supposed to be easy breezy kind of stuff. So, how do you follow up something so awesome like Rayman Origins? Rayman Legends, this game right here, does a fantastic job at doing it. In most cases, fuck what I was just about to say. It takes what made Rayman Origins really great and adds things to it to make it better. So one of the things I really like about it right off the bat is, instead of like moving around on a map like you did in Origins, you just have like this hub of paintings that you jump into. That's not sort of reminiscent of anything, is it? It just makes everything a little more neater in a sense. It's really hard to describe, but I do find it to work a lot better than the moving around on a map, because it feels a little more like closer in, much in a sense like Super Mario 64. You have the castle as your hub space, and you jump into the paintings. It sort of acts like that, but it's on a 2D plane, obviously, and it's not as big, but it sort of it gives you that same feeling, like this is a personal hub space that you have to venture to, and it holds everything, and I really like that. It's a small thing, but it feels a lot better in a lot of ways, so that's what's really cool. What else does Rayman Legends do that Origins didn't? Whereas Origins was very two-dimensional, this one does add a lot of third-dimensional things to it. Stuff happens like all over the screen. That's like nothing new. But there are things like the dragon that you see, the dragons that you see, are rendered in a 3D way, but they still retain that hand-drawn look to them, which works very well with the game, and it allows for this new dimension of space. So that way you can have sweeping cameras for cutscenes and things like that, or you can have like enemies come from the background, or you can make it look like that much more interesting. On top of that, this game's a lot bigger, I feel. And you move through the game a lot faster, too. That's another big thing. Although I do praise Origins as being really good, and like I said, rejuvenating 2D platformers for when it came out, of course, like a few years ago. One of the things that I had a problem with is even though it was still fast moving within the levels, it still felt like it was going really slow, and I don't know how to explain it really well, but going through levels, it seemed like it took time, if that makes any sense. What's really cool about Legends, though, and I think this is definitely due to the no map and using the hub space, how they have it, is you finish level and you feel like you just breeze through levels really quickly. Like you get this feeling that you're going through, but of course it takes probably the same amount of time to go from level to level and whatnot. But things just feel quicker, and that just really helps because you know, the levels are so fast paced. Of course, you know that's one of the cool things about it is you can just speed through the levels, and they even in this game they even have like challenges where that's what you have to do is you just speed through the fucking level as fast as you can, or collect things as fast as you can. And it really helps that it pertains to other parts of the game and not just the level where you speed through it. You know, going from level to level, it's quicker. You know, entering the loading screens don't even feel like they're nothing for the most part. And that's I think that works really well for the game because the game is revolved around having that fast paced feeling to it. Almost beating Sonic at his own game in some ways, but that makes the game that much more fun. And you know, it's less time where you're waiting around and more time where you're playing. So that's a really big thing. Bosses are the boss I faced was really fun. A bit challenging, of course. It should be, but at the same time, although this game does teeter into the difficulty, and anytime you fuck up, it's on your own fault for the most part, more or less, I should say. The game is nice in a sense. So, like, you know, I was facing off with a boss, and there's 3 parts to the boss, you know, and if you had died while you're doing the second part, you'll come back at the second part. You don't have to restart from the beginning. So, that's nice of the game, especially considering you have unlimited continues and lives going for you. Which is another oddity of the game. It was the same thing with Origins, if I'm not mistaken, where you don't have a limit to how many lives you have or anything. It's just you do it, and that's it. And as much as that sort of like takes away from the difficulty of the game, it makes it fun. It's odd, too, because in probably any other game, if any other game were to do that, where they just give you unlimited lives, it'd probably be thrown off as making the game really easy. You know, if you were to DuckTales, for instance, if they give you unlimited lives like that, they probably wouldn't make the game as fun, because that game is very challenge-based. Now, this one's challenge-based as well, but I don't even know how it really works so well, but it does. The fact that you have unlimited lives, and it works. Because you're playing the game more. And that's all that matters, is that you play the game, and you have fun doing it. I like this game. Multiplayer, of course, is in it. I haven't really tried it myself, but I can only assume it's more or less the exact same, where, you know, everyone's sharing the screen and whatnot. That's really cool. Works for me. Enjoyed it when I first tried it on the Rayman Origins, so I'm down for that. Uplays, if you know Ubisoft's thing that they've been doing recently, the Uplay is on this. I don't know if that, you know, helps anyone decide to buy Ubisoft games. Uplay's there. If you don't know what that is, it's basically a reward system for playing a Ubisoft game. Or if you get if you surpass a point in the game or something like that, you get these points that you can spend in the Uplay area that gives you rewards for the in-game. That's really cool. I like it. Just want to mention that. Use it on a lot of Ubisoft games, and I still like it. Though the rewards in this aren't as great as they could be. I mean, like, you get, at least on the Xbox version, I should say, you get a theme wallpaper. Ooh, and it's not even dynamic either, so it's not really that interesting. It's just like a couple back pictures, and it's like, I'll just stick to my Wreck-It Ralph. And then the other ones are just extra lums, which are these little collectible things that accumulate over time to help unlock things. So that's like, it's not great. I figure I should probably mention it because it's part of the game anyways. But not really great reward system, because it just really helps you unlock things within the game, and it's not like something that you get for participating with you play and going through it. So I don't know. It's not that great. But everything else about the game is a lot of fun. I don't know if it was in Origins. I'm going to be saying that a lot. But there are challenges. There are like these daily challenges that you can participate in, depending on what your awesome level is. And how you get better in awesome levels is by completing levels, getting those trophies at the end, which go towards how much awesome you are. And the more awesome you are, the more challenges you can unlock. So like the first one you get is just a basic challenge, not that difficult. And then once you get a bigger awesome level, you unlock like a slightly difficult more challenge, daily challenge. And then there's like I think a total of 4 different ones that you can get to, and that's really cool. And I really like these daily challenges because it's I mean, once you complete the game and you know you're going through it, you obviously want to try some sort of new thing. So it's nice that there's this daily challenge that everyone across the globe participates in, and in order to cement yourself, you have to beat everyone, which is really cool, and that really feels really rewarding. That you have to do better than everyone else. And it's really nice too that you know, it's not just the top 3 places get a trophy or something like that. What it is they have the super awesome high score, which only one person can only take in. Then you got the gold, which only one person can take in as well. 1 or 2 probably. Silver, which I think like 2-3 people can get in, and bronze takes up a huge chunk of people that can get in that, and then all the people who didn't do so well is at the bottom. And of course, by the end of the day, you find out if you've cemented yourself, if you got your bronze or your silver or your gold or super awesome. That's not what it's probably called, but there's like this little red line there above the gold, and it's like you gotta be really fucking good at this game to get that. So, is there anything else about this game? There's a lot of like other in-game things. Like I haven't tried them, but there are these retro levels, which are levels from Origins that you can play using like the newer mechanics, which are essentially the same goddamn thing, but like slightly more updated. But there's levels from Origins that you can play within this game. There's these things called creatures, which you can find that give you more lums, so you can unlock more shit. Unlockable characters that you gotta unlock either by accumulating lums or completing levels. Beyond that, not a whole lot else. It's a pretty complete game, and there's quite a few levels. But sadly, this one does not say how many levels there are in it. But there's a lot of levels in it. A lot of those little teensies, I don't know how to pronounce it, sorry. Teensies, I think they're called. The little blue guys that you end up saving in the game. There's a bunch of them you gotta save. There's like 700 in total. Which levels can either have anywhere between, I think, 3 to 7 of them in a level. So, do the math if you feel like it. So, with that all said and done, definitely get this game. Highly recommend it. Well worth the wait. You know, it's not just for Wii U anymore. You know, 360, PlayStation, I think Steam as well can get in on the fun. I'm not surprised if they bring out a Vita version and a 3DS version as well, because they did that with the last one, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did. So, you know, maybe wait a little while, I think, before those ones come out. But with that all said and done, until next time, keep on gaming and grab this game. It's well worth your money. I think it's like, what, $60 too? Anyways, keep on gaming.